Hello and welcome to Fulham Fix, episode number, I don't really know, but It feels like we've done quite a lot. At the game this Saturday, Ivan, we were just talking off mic, I met a lot of Fulham Fix listeners, which was a very cool feeling along the concourse of the Johnny Haynes, people coming up to me, which was such a lovely feeling actually, because having been there since a kid and now like bumping into all these strangers and them talking about things with Fulham Fix was a really beautiful thing. Not least, Leighton, who was on the train back with me, came up to me and he said he had his phone open and he was literally listening to the Fix.
No way, man. That's great.
But this was ingenious. Yeah. He had heard the opening story we talked about, maybe in the first ever episode, where we said the first time we met, you showed your season ticket to me.
Yeah.
At like a Clash
wallet. I used the wallet in my season ticket.
You had it in the wallet,
and
you showed it like almost as proof of identity. So Leighton said, as proof of identity, he showed me his season ticket.
No way.
Yeah, so he's doing an Ivan of showing it, and I checked all the details, and they seem to be correct.
You did. You ran it through the system,
and it made. We were thinking at the time, or he actually came up with it. He said that's what you should do with Fulham Fix listeners: is if they listen to the Fix, you have to see their credentials.
We want proof.
So in the future, if you do bump into Ivan or me at a Fulham game anywhere, as you come up and say you listen to the Fix, if you are a season ticket holder, please do get your details ready so we can go through the check-in process.
If you don't have your details with you or your season ticket with you, we will not speak to you. Like, we just cut you dead.
Exactly.
Yeah, is that right?
Yeah. Oh, what? If you don't have credit, was that the deal?
If you've not got it, then just turn your back, walk away.
Yeah, okay.
It's a waste of time. Don't waste our time, and we won't waste yours.
Do a meter on them. There's some other. So I didn't realize it was going to take that much of a U-turn. We'll still be nice, won't we? But I'm just But we won't be.
We will treat you like a regular person.
I'm just thinking now, if you could do, as people do season tickets, we could take the photos of season tickets, but that's probably confidential personal information.
I don't know.
Isn't it?
Is there confidential?
If you could take
there might be.
pictures of Fulham fans, they come up with theirs. Anyway, we'll just every time you do that, we'll give you we'll give you a shout out on the Fix the next week.
Yeah.
Another shout out.
Go on.
Caitlin Carroll's got in touch with me.
Okay.
Very sweetly. She's saying, Felix, hope you're well. Fellow Fulham fan here and avid listener of the Fulham Fix, alongside her dad. They just caught up in the most recent episode, and at the end you mentioned characters/statues from films that remind you of the current squad.
Yes.
For people who haven't seen this, you will know Caitlin here is referencing Ivan saying that Palhinha, this week's guest, and Alex Iwobi looked like the statues in The Lord of the Rings when they're
in the first film when they're sort of rowing into, and I still can't pronounce the name.
And they're rowing exactly wherever they're rowing into, and we're saying that they look like that with a Brighton defence, like nothing shall pass. Yeah. A Fulham Fix listener has already got in touch mocking up the faces of Palhinha and Alex Iwobi, which is really good.
Which we showed to Palhinha as well, which we
do show to Palhinha in a second.
Much joy out of it.
Anyway, Caitlin goes on. There's a film called Army of Thieves. It came out in 2021 and is an action film about people cracking safe codes in Europe. The main character is called Sebastian, real name Matthias Schweighofer. Apologies if I've mispronounced that. And he literally looks like Bernd Lendo's twin and even sounds like him. He has to be included in the starting 11. Once you Google him and see, you'll know what I mean. Okay. Looking forward to the next episode. Well, Caitlin, you're in it. Come on, Fulham. So, Caitlin will find that.
Is that him? Is that actually him?
Wow, can we get that on camera?
Yeah.
Can you see that?
As far as I'm concerned, that is Bernd Leno.
Jack, have a zoom there. Okay, so we have got... wow.
Bernd Leno from what was the film called?
Army of Thieves.
Army of Thieves, a film that I've never heard of. I mean, it's not iconic. It's not the Lord of the Rings statues, but it's in.
It's in. It doesn't need to be iconic. We didn't say iconic, did we?
No, I guess not. So, no, it could just be any old
It's not
film.
iconic. It's a niche reference from Caitlin.
Are we even going to check its Rotten Tomatoes credentials?
It's got 68, and the first question that comes up when you Google Army of Thieves is Army of Thieves worth watching?
And the response?
A fun, delightful heist movie that adds more to the world of the Army of the Dead, and one of its characters also features Bernd Leno.
There we go.
Weird.
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
We should have asked him about it when we had him on the pod. Okay, there we go. So if you wanna join in this, you wanna get involved.
Yeah.
We've got Palhinha and Iwobi as the statues from Lord of the Rings in midfield, and we've got Bernd Leno in goal from Army of Thieves.
Exactly.
Get involved.
Fulham players as film characters. It doesn't need to be, as Caitlin's done, what they look like. It can be the essence of them. It can be anything you like.
It doesn't have to be a living character. It can just be a statue.
Exactly.
So it's very, very wide open, this.
It's wide open.
It's totally wide open.
But do you know what? I don't want to babble too much because it's a special one today. It's is Palhinha my favourite Fulham player of modern times? Must be.
He's up there, yeah, without a doubt. He's unbelievable.
True, great.
Yeah, unbelievable. Just a brilliant player.
Exactly. And he came in before training today, and I don't know if we caught it on the recording, but he was saying to us, because we were praising him for being early, which actually, coincidentally, Leno's was early as well.
Yeah.
But he was saying that you get fined per minute. If you're late.
And we were asking him about these fines, which I think is quite standard. Most football clubs have a fine system.
Yeah.
Because, they want to keep their players. And you're quite right. You're being paid to do a job. Come in and do the job. You get told off if you're late in other jobs, I think. And, he was saying it's like £50 a minute or something, or £100 a minute. If you're... Yeah. If so, he's punctual. He's never late, as he says. He's always early.
And it's also, it counts for lunch as well. So if you're late for lunch by minutes,
I'm never late for lunch. Coincidentally, I'm always
in time for lunch.
Bang on time for lunch.
This is such an opposite existence to how bands operate. I can't even begin to tell you. But anyway, I feel like we should get into it because he's brilliant in this interview. We've just done it. He's such a lovely presence to be around. Very, very humble.
Yeah.
Really honest.
Yeah.
Incredibly sweet, especially for someone who's such an aggressive, high-level football player. He's got a sort of very charming, it's almost disarmingly charming against how he is on the pitch, isn't he?
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, totally.
And he's taken... Should we just go into it?
I reckon, great. Yeah, we'll go into it, but just to say, we cover everything. We talk about the transfer window. We talk about his... playing at Fulham, we talk about those crunching tackles. We cover everything, and he's super honest. So let's go. You are one of two Fulham players now that we've had on the fix that's actually rocked up a bit early. We've never had that before. Normally, like you said, a little bit later, turning up for interviews, or we have to chase them down. You have to go and grab them. The other one was Bernd Leno, who was so punctual and bang on it. So we thank you for being here.
No, I appreciate it.
Otherwise, we run around and sort of try and find you places.
No, I had the opportunity to watch the last podcast that you did with Bern.
Oh yeah. So he's great.
He's great.
Yeah, he's a lovely man. And the first thing I want to ask you that is interesting from a footballing perspective is all the Fulham Fix players we've spoke to that come from abroad, or in general in the Premier League, the first season, they say, I really struggled because it was so fast, so physical, so difficult to adapt. You are maybe the only exception to the rule where you immediately came into the Premier League and it just suited you, fitted you. You were immediately up with the pace. Were you worried about that before? And did it feel just natural to be in the league straight away?
To be honest, I always look to the Premier for the best league for me, like a player, about my characteristics, for what I want to do in the pitch. For me it's the best league that are fit for me, and I'm just enjoy play here, enjoy the league. That for me it's the best league in the world, and it's improvement, everything that since the first day that I arrived here. I feel really, really glad to feel like the support for the fans, to play every time in our coaches. That I feel that is really special for me and for my teammates. We feel more confidence when we play in our pitch. So I think this kind of things, it's really important when you arrive in a club. And my last year was my first year here, and I felt like was not the first year for me. So
this is what I mean. Did you watch the Premier League when you were younger? Did you have good reference for it?
Yes. It's the league that a part of the Liga Portugal in my country. That was the only league that I played before the Premier. The Premier League is the the league that I watched more times. So
did you know Fulham? Because Fulham would have been when you were a teenager in the Premier League. Did you know of Fulham before you came?
I can tell you a secret. Before I signed for Sporting when I was young, I had 17 years old at that moment. I had the opportunity to come here to the academy of Fulham.
No way, man.
I had this opportunity. Nobody knows, just my family, and one of our biggest friends. That who bring the proposal, and the moment I didn't think didn't happen, but the life is a surprise, because after a really big years, I arrived here, but I had this opportunity when I was young.
So why? Can I ask why you chose not to come to Fulham at that point?
Yes, because Sporting, in my opinion, was the best club in the academy, and a lot of players that are from part of the academy. I was in my home, I was in Lisbon, I was in Malone. I always dreamed to play in a big club in Portugal, and Sporting is the one of the biggest clubs in Portugal. So I just make that decision at the moment, and I always like to think if didn't happen in the past, it's because something need.
Yeah.
No.
Well, this is because I was thinking as you're saying, that feels to me like I like to be romantic about football, but that was always meant to be, that you were meant to come to Fulham. Because when you play in that Fulham team, it feels like we've known you forever. It feels like within a few weeks, everyone felt like he's my favourite Fulham player of all time. When people do their all-time favourite Fulham teams, going back to the 60s, you're in it, and you've been here for such a short period of time. So that's a lovely thing.
I can't remember when that's happened before. It's something that quickly, that fans have taken to you so quickly. Like you said, it was within, a handful of games at the start of last season. Suddenly, everyone's like, João Palhinha, this is the best midfielder we've had in years. It's that must be a very surreal feeling, turning up to a new club and having that much love that quickly from the entire fan base, young and old,
For me, it's of course it's one of the things that put me more happy on this club. It's like I said, all the support, what I feel about the crowd, and when you felt this kind of things, of course you need to be happy in the club. It's not. I don't know if it's normal. The crowd give this kind of support. We in England, it's more normal because the passion that the fans show in the stands, everything, it's more intense here, and I know that, and I feel this, and I think this is one of the best things that the Premier have, the passion. The passion for the crowd, everything put the league on a big step than the others.
Yeah,
and we are the proof that because we felt this. Me, my teammates. It's not me that I am not the only one that I have songs and the team. Everyone, Kenny has a song, Bern has a song, Mitro have a song, and when these things happen, it's because you are doing the job good. You are doing a good job, and I just want to keep my job and improve all the time.
Do you think it helped when you came here that Fulham is a comparatively smaller club, as in the ground's quite small? It's like we like to pride ourselves that it's a friendly place, a really warm place, a comfortable place to call your own home. Do you think that helped coming here rather than maybe a bigger stadium, so you could feel like, I can command this, I can sort of boss this zone? Do you know what I mean? Yes,
and I agree what you are saying. I think it's a kind of pressure different, when I was too used to play in I can talk in my club in Sporting, because we are always to fight to achieve titles, and sometimes and sometimes the pressure is much higher. But I think, and I had the opportunity a couple time ago to say that this club, in another interview, that the club, the Fulham, have a lot of potential to be a big team in Premier. Just need to continue the process, to keep improving. The club, I think it's giving, the last 3 years is giving steps higher, and it's being part of the improvement of the club and the people that work here. I think Marco Silva had a big impact on this big step that Fulham had these 3 last seasons, and we need to keep doing.
I'm really glad to hear you say that, because you are, for us, the living embodiment of that, of a new era of Fulham Football Club, where we will not accept being second best in any situation. Like Marco Silva has that, obviously, but you have a sort of physical approach to that, where I don't think we've ever seen a defensive central midfielder not allow anyone to have that ball in that area. You're getting slammed if that ball's loose anywhere. We've always had players that are a bit more, you know what I mean? So it feeds into the stands, because we feel like that permeates that attitude, and it actually feels, oh no, actually we can compete with anyone when we see this guy behaving like that. And so I thought, when I watch you, it's interesting to me, I don't know if you have an answer for this, but the timing of your tackles, when the ball runs loose, how instinctive is in that, and how calculated is it? Because you do it so many times when the ball runs loose and you clatter someone, but you cleanly get the ball. Are you thinking? Are you calculating? How does that?
I'm thinking always, because it's one of the things that I put more focus on my game. And for me, sometimes make a good tackle, it's the same like I score a goal. Yeah. And I have and if you said to me, if what you choose, you have 2 options: score a goal in the last minute, or make a great tackle the last minute, and that recovery give you a goal on the last minute. Yeah. For me, it's the both things are perfectly, but I can choose the second one, because I give a lot of value that was not the people that are working at the ball and on the pitch. I think all the players have a job, on the pitch, and my job it's trying to get the ball to give to my teammates, help them to keep the ball, to stop sometimes the transitions for the opponent, and I love when I recover the ball. It's one of my best characteristics, and when I felt like I can recover and I can make a good tackle, and I heard the crowd at the stand to hear my name, give more passion and more like a petrol to keep doing.
Yes, it's like petrol.
But even so, I mean, there's a lot of players that try and do that.
Yeah.
But obviously, being the Premier League and the nature of we're talking split seconds between a tackle being perfect and a booking or sending off, or a bad challenge. But you seem to, I don't want to jinx anything. We have a slight history on the podcast of jinxing things, but you seem to always just nail it every time. Is that totally instinctual? Is that something you just practice? Because why? I just don't see how you're getting it right so often and so cleanly. We had Sidwell on the podcast who said he's not sure he could even play these days because he feels like he can't go into a challenge and pull out in time so as not to
because of the new rules.
Because of the new rules. And he said, I just don't think I'd be any good. I'd be sent off every single game. Do you not sort of feel that's what blows my mind. It just seems to be so almost perfect every time. It's a clean challenge every time. Is that something that's practice over and over? Or is that just pure instinct?
I think it's something that it's natural. I don't think it's something that you can training because it's been part of me. When I was young, I grew up to doing this kind of tackles, and I love when the rain comes and I felt like a slide on the pitch, Is the days that I must like to play. When the people ask, when I see like sometimes Andreas, Rodrigo, Vini because they are Brazilian, they love the warm weather, you know, and I prefer much more play with the rain because the slide on the pitch, you know, this kind of weather, the typical weather in UK. So I love this, but I think like an answer to your what you said, it's something that it's natural. I don't think it's something that you can training. It comes from inside. So
yeah. And you mentioned as well that when you do, one of these, an amazing tackle, and you hear the stadium, and a song we hear, you mentioned it earlier, a lot of the time is your song, which I think is arguably one of the best of the bunch so far. It's a really enjoyable one to hear. Are you familiar with the song prior to it being your song? Do you know the original?
I know because one of our kit-mans put sometimes when we won the match, he put on our dressing room the song.
That's great.
I really love, but I think the first time that he put was the last season against Leicester away. I think so. Was the first time that I recognized the song because the original he put on the iPhone to put on the dressing room, and when I heard this, I was remember the crowd singing the same song, and I asked him what is the song, and sometimes in my home I put the song.
That's what we wanted to know.
What are you doing, like washing up or something?
To my son to start to sing.
I wish.
Imagine with the marigolds just going.
I've got a vision of you, doing all the washing up the dishes.
That's amazing, though. I love it. And so, you listen to it quite a bit. Is it on like sort of regular playlists? Do you reckon?
Sometimes not always, but sometimes I like to when I feel good when the victories are we are enjoying the victories. Of course, we have more. We want more to hear this kind of music, you know, to feel like on the pitch. Because when I heard this song, I feel like I am on the pitch and heard our crowd to sing my name.
Do you? This is interesting to me because I'm a musician. Do you play any instruments? Have you never played an instrument?
No.
So you never tried to play piano or?
No, I never tried. But my wife is a really nice singer.
Oh, really?
Yes.
And what music is it?
It's kind of what you want. She like more music pop, you know, but he's really nice.
Right.
He's really nice. He's looking to start to study music here in the university.
Oh, no way.
Right.
So.
Are you actually? Is she applying?
She applying? Sorry, what is
has she actually applied to university here?
She had an interview 2 weeks ago. One of I don't remember the name of the university.
Okay,
but,
London based.
In London, yeah. She's trying to give the first step.
Great.
Here. We have a son that's born 1 year ago, and of course take a lot of our time, especially her.
Sure.
And when we put on the nursery in my son, she will start to study music, and
great.
It's something it's not because it's my wife, but she sung really well. She sang really well.
Wow. So she moved to England with you, obviously for the Fulham deal. You both moved together to England.
Yes.
That's really nice that she can be finding her own, because you've got your life, which is huge here, but she finds her own life in England as well, and it works for her. That's lovely to hear.
Yeah, it's really nice. She was pregnant when we moved, so a lot of changes for us at the moment.
You say he's 1 year old. You said a son who's one.
A son, yeah.
How are you finding being a dad to a 1 year old at the moment? I've got a daughter who's nearly 10 months old now. So who decides
you sleep well? I don't know.
Dreadful, man. So bad. It's so bad at the moment. It makes me
daughter
cry.
Usually it's more calm, no?
Well, this is my second daughter, and the first one was appalling, and this one started off well, but the last couple of months has been brutal, like really bad, and I can't quite get away with sort of going, I've got to work, so I'll sleep in the other room, get a good night's sleep.
For my son, he's really tired because at the moment, sometimes not now, not is more calm, but I remember last season at the end, he was wake up 3 times at night, and for us, of course, like football players, it's really tough. I moved to other bedroom at the middle of the night because
because you're playing West Ham tomorrow.
And it's something, but it's sometimes it's something that in life happens to everyone. So I tried, me and my wife, to organize our life and because for me I need to rest.
Sure.
And if I don't rest in my home, it's impossible. I give my best on the field, but now it's much better than
it's not
than
too
a
bad.
couple of months
See, if
ago.
I turned to my wife and said, it's important that I need to rest.
No offense, mate, but you're not João Palhinha.
Well, that's true.
But sometimes
last time I checked.
but sometimes it's not easy, even for me.
Really?
Even for me.
João Palhinha. But he can't play that card. I'm João Palhinha. You say that happens to everyone, like you're having kids. One thing that doesn't happen to everyone is the past month you had with the transfer window and all of that stuff. Crazy time. How are you reflecting on all of that? Was that like a tumble dry, like being inside a washing machine? Are you feeling content now?
I feel I'm content because I'm playing. I'm playing. I'm doing my job. I'm focused here. I had the opportunity to said a couple months ago when this happened. It's something that nobody can point the figure to me and say you didn't respect. It never happened because I always did my work here. Respect everyone, the staff, my teammates, my history on the club, because I don't want to screw up what I build here. And give me a lot of effort, a lot of everything that I have. It was really tough to catch what I am doing on this club, and I of course I don't want to screw it up. But I can't lie. Of course, it's an opportunity of my life that happened. And it was for me, for you in the music. If something,
sure.
If something like Bayern happened in your life, you can't think in anything else.
Yeah, of course.
We are in the football. We are always fighting to achieve good things. For me, I grow up to dream with this kind of opportunities. I don't know if it's going to happen again or not. I just want to make my job like I have been doing, keep improving, because I know that I have much more to improve, and what needs to happen, it's going to happen. So I don't like to think on the past, because the life have showed me at the moment that everything on my life happened because of the same reason. So I don't like to...
Like it was meant to be.
I think, really, I think most fans will appreciate your honesty there. I think that's I don't think anyone, as Fulham fans, when we get a player as talented as you sort of know, there's a strong chance that another club, one of the big clubs will come in at some point. And we've always had that as Fulham, and I think that what's been really nice after the transfer window and when things didn't quite work out with Bayern, the fact that you've come back in and it picked up where you left off, like was, again, steamrolling. The stats don't lie as well. Again, Premier League this season, I think you're top of the charts for most tackles and stuff. And I think, I think I can speak for all Fulham fans when I say that's so appreciated, because we get there'll be teams come in for a player like you. 100% we get that. But the fact that you're still then back in the Premier League, and we're like, right, 110% yet again, and this guy controlling the middle of the pitch is really appreciated.
100%.
I'm feeling really glad to hear this for you, of course, and And I don't know if all the Fulham supporters are thinking like you, but I hope so. I hope so, and I feel really glad if it is. And I just want to keep doing my job. Of course, it was a tough weeks for me, but I have my teammates support me as well, and I just want to give everything that I have again and keep the process, because we have a tough journeys to come, and I want to be prepared for this.
It's so interesting because I can think of a lot of footballers that would have had your situation and just sulked for another 6 months for that period of time and clearly not turned up. So it's a real testament to your character and personality that you've done that. And like Ivan says, I think all Fulham fans appreciate that massively. That's a real testament to you.
I appreciate your words, seriously.
Mate, what I like to do with players in certain positions is name another player in your position, so another central midfielder from Fulham's history, and you tell me who the dream partner would be. So if I give you a list of names in Fulham's history, other central midfielders, you pick your fantasy best one.
Okay.
That you'd want to play alongside.
Just one or
one that you play alongside, because you're central midfielder.
Yeah.
So in a dream team, the other central midfielder, it can't be Harrison Reed. I know you know him. Moussa Dembele,
yeah.
Danny Murphy, Papa Bouba Diop. Great shout, Jeff.
You're looking at me.
Any other central midfielders?
Steve Sidwell.
Steve Sidwell. Should we have one more? Yeah, have you even heard of somebody?
Scott Parker?
Scott Parker.
Scott Parker.
Yeah.
Would be
Really?
Scott Parker?
Oh yeah.
I don't know why we're saying surprise. He's an incredible player.
Why? Because you think you would suit each other?
Probably, yeah. The others names was good players. One or two I didn't know them, but I think my choice is Scott Parker. Yeah.
Do you think there's in terms of your position, the telepathy that's required between you and the other player? Because it seems like you and Harrison have a really good understanding of like your responsibilities, and sometimes Harrison is prepared to do the work that you wouldn't see, from outside, but his just sort of pattern of holding positions means that you can shine in different places.
I feel really good when I play with Harrison. I think we was the player that I did my first matches. The partnership was the first matches with him. Most part of the season was with him last season, but I really enjoyed to play with him, with TC, with Andreas, with Lukic. We have a lot of good options on the midfield, and I feel connected with everyone.
Yeah,
Harrison have good similar characteristics than me, because it's a player like give everything on the pitch, and you probably you agree with me, you feel this, and we have a really good connection, but he's one of the players that I like to play on that team.
Ivan made an analogy last week that you and Iwobi look like the statues that you can get it on your phone. Have you seen Lord of the Rings? Have you seen Lord of the Rings?
No.
Oh, you've never seen it?
No.
So at the start of the film, there's these big statues that are like guarding the gates of
So I was trying to... the way you were describing yourself and Iwobi in the midfield against Brighton, like just stopping every single attack, just absolutely shutting them down. And I said that image, because you said, I think, like 2 statues, that image reminded me of the bit where they're like rowing in Lord of the Rings towards the mountain.
Yeah.
And these 2 massive statues, just like huge
stop
statues.
Everything.
And then a Fulham fan was kind enough to mock it up. There we go.
So I
like the fact that burnt Leno in there as well. Anyway, I think that's really fair enough.
And to get in before we leave you, we've got your FIFA stats here. I don't know if you've seen this before.
I had one of these last week.
You have one of these?
Yes.
So we're going to get you to sign this, and it'd be part of a giveaway for Fulham Fix listeners. But before we do that, do you want to go through your stats? Because I think you've been sold down the river on a few of these stats.
I think we can.
So should we change some? Are we right to alter alter the numbers. What do we start with? We'll start at the beginning. We'll start with pace.
The first one is the only that I don't know. What is the
Pace.
Pace.
the pace?
Speed.
Is what?
Speed.
The speed. No, I think it's
65.
I'm not. I think I'm
I think
much
it's
more speed
85.
than these kind of things. I'm not like Adama. I know.
Yeah.
I'm not Daniel James. But I think this value need to be a little bit more high.
We're
What are you
thinking
giving
more.
yourself?
Yeah. What are you going for?
Probably like 75.
75.
75.
I think 8. I cannot believe shooting is 70.
No, I'd agree with that.
I think
because
shooting is 90.
I think for your shots and the actual screamers you score from the distance that you score them from, I think that's got to be much higher.
Probably, I think 90 need to be to be like a
Goal scorer,
a goal
right?
scoring every week. But for me, probably like 80.
80.
80,
All right.
mark
Okay. So
that
we've got
one up.
75 then 80. Passing again. I think this
Passing, I think.
this is a bit criminal. 73. What's your thoughts on this?
Probably, I think I pass him better. I pass better than I should. So I think 85. 85.
Yeah,
agree.
I think that's fair enough.
Dribbling 79.
Dribble, I think it's fair. It's fair.
All right. So we're going to leave
Got
that at
one right, it's
79.
fair, yeah.
Okay. Well done for getting one right.
Defending 86. I think.
I
maybe
mean,
that's higher than that. I think.
This is the defense, right?
Yeah.
I can put like 90.
Yeah, I'd agree. I'd
Physical,
up
yeah,
on that
I
maybe.
agree.
And physical 91.
I agree. It's fine.
All right. So they got 2 out of 6. But anyway, would you still sign it, even though it's offended you? Would
No,
you
I
still
think-
sign it for us?
No. I think, of course, I can sign, but I feel they can. The next time that I receive this,
They need to work on that. They've got some work to do on themselves.
to come with the values much more. Some of them with more height.
Yeah, that's it. Lovely.
Beautiful.
Listen, João, it's been an absolute pleasure, man. Really lovely to chat to you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and on behalf of all Fulham fans,
Yeah.
thank you so much, man. It's an absolute joy watching you play. It really is.
One of the true greats already.
João Palhinha, what a boy.
He's he actually asked for him. He felt left out, bless him, when he walked in because he didn't have a Fulham Fix mug. So he asked for a mug, which Jeff has filled with water, and João's not even touched it.
Has he not?
No, but it was sweet that he felt like he needed to have a Fulham Fix.
He wanted to be
Mug
part of
for-
the gang,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
which was lovely.
in a way.
Yeah. should we auction off this mug of Palhinha water?
We could auction this off, but I'll tell you what would be better to auction off.
Yeah.
The signed FIFA stat card.
Oh, well, you mean this little puppy?
Yeah.
This
so,
thing right here.
So that what you just witnessed is João talking through his stats and saying that maybe they've sold him down the river a little bit with some of these stats, but he thinks he's got better pace, shooting, passing
Yeah.
than they've written, which I think every Fulham fan who's seen him at all, even once in the last season and a half, will attest to.
Yeah.
But anyway, he signed the...
He has signed it here, and it's big. He's done it on the dark bit, which is a shame. But it is right here, massive. I'm trying to get it so you can see it in the light, but there it is, signed by the one and only João Palhinha.
Yeah.
And we are going to give this away. And the way for you to win this one-of-a-kind prize
Literally
is...
one of a kind.
Felix?
What we want you to do is leave a review, preferably on Apple Podcasts. All reviews will be filtered through the system, and someone picked at random will win this. And I think I kind of want that, because in the modern era, I don't think there's been a better Fulham footballer.
No.
I mean, he would be up there and saying the last 20 years even, the greatest Fulham footballer. Certainly the one who's made the biggest impact in such a short period of time. So
Agreed.
leave a review on Apple Podcasts.
Make sure you're subscribed as well.
Subscribe, and that could be
And
yours.
this could be yours. Yeah, we'll pick a winner on the next episode, yeah?
Beautiful.
Sounds good. On that note...
Thanks, mate.
No worries.
I'll take this home with me. Joe, the one thing I will say is that he has signed a dark side, but he's done quite a nice artistic where the peak of his Palhinha, it sort of echoes his shouting mouth, which I
Yeah.
don't think he's done purposefully, but that's quite a nice touch.
Yeah. No, agreed.
So just an observation.
Maybe did that deliberately.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks good, man.
Beautiful.
Yeah, there we go. Right. So that's it. Remember to get your Fulham players in as film characters.
We've got 3.
We got 3 so far. Let's I mean, quick maths tells me we need at least 8 more players to make a proper team.
Well, exactly 8.
Not exactly 8. We have some subs in there as well.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
Well, maybe. Yeah.
Get your reviews in, and you can win the Palhinha signed placard.
And remember to subscribe.